Ooh, could you have a bogus journey? Nice.
Having one every Saturday.
I was just going to say, I think that was a given.
Yeah.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Bogus Journey with Damon and Ted.
Yeah, that checks out.
Oh, that's what it's called. That checks out with Damon and Ted. I'm Ted. That makes him Damon. I hope this isn't your first episode because you'll be super confused. Go back and listen to the other 150 where we find out how much I don't like Damon. Damon, how was your week?
You know what's nice? You followed up with like, let's hear your week. I couldn't care less. I'm going to pick up my drink now and relax.
I do not care anything you have to say. Please, the floor is yours.
Yeah, please tell us something. So, okay, we're in the car on the way here.
I remember that.
Yeah, so we were talking.
You told me to remind you about something about mucus pools or something.
Yeah, Lucas Lagoons.
That's what. That makes more sense.
So, it's always been my forte, if you will, to say that I can at least attempt to do anything, and I volunteer.
Oh, it's your forte to think you can do everything. Yeah, sure.
But I volunteer for almost everything. You know that. We've talked about it before. That's like one of my absolute strengths. Okay. Yeah. So anyway, I watch a show. It's on Animal Planet. I don't even know if it's on anymore, but it's they have reruns of it. And this guy, Lucas Lagoons, his name's Lucas, of course.
Well, that's inventive.
Yeah, but he's in Florida and he makes these phenomenal like Playboy Grotto resort style pool, you know what I mean, in people's backyards. Okay. So I see him doing this and they're laying this out, and he has a whole crew that works with him, and he's kind of the thought guy, and he does some of the work, but now he's the thought guy. And I'm watching and I'm like, okay, so they're framing this up and they're doing this, they're doing that. I'm like, I could do that. You know what I mean? So I literally, in my head, I went, when we move to Florida, I'm not going to pay a guy like that.
You are one of those guys that they come out and they're like, I could take that guy.
But I'm just looking, I'm like, so he's putting rebar up. It's like doing a block wall. Okay, I could do that. And then they spray the Gunite over it. What's Gunite? They're spraying it. What do you do? Then
what are they using out there? Gunite? Yeah, I could do that.
What kind of night you got going on? Oh, the gun. You got the Gunite. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, hey, honey, you're using Gunite again. I told you, just dig the hole. I'll put the Gunite on.
Fire up the microwave. Dad needs the Gunite heated up again because he's still trying to do the pool. But no, I see this stuff, and I honestly, in my head, I look at it and I go, yeah, that doesn't look that hard.
What is that? A Caterpillar 74218? I can rent one of those.
Right.
That's one of your mid-grade earth movers. I can handle it.
Right. And they got some of these. They have like these huge. Looks like the roof on the Flintstones house. You know what I mean? They got this huge boulder block. It's all flat, and that's what they put along the top, so the water cascades down it, splashes off. It's very cool.
I could engineer that.
I'm looking at that. I'm going. They're just choking that up with a couple of straps and they're putting it in place. I'm like, how hard is that?
Yeah, that's just like full-size Lincoln logs. I got it. No problem.
Right. And my whole thing would be when I'm done, I'd be like, nobody go in there because I don't know if it's safe. You know? Yeah. So I don't want the first person to go to the top and be like, what happened?
Hey, did you have this inspected or anything? What now?
Yeah. You mean for the Gunite? I put the Gunite in. It's Gunite.
No, I checked the Gunite for sure.
So it just popped in my head because it was one of those things where we were talking about, he made a statement of, well, you didn't volunteer for that one, because I normally volunteer for everything. And then it popped in my head that I was watching this last night, and I thought to myself, man, it doesn't look that hard. And in reality, it's insanely difficult. You have to have the tools. You have to have the knowledge. I have none of that.
Yeah, you know what isn't hard? Selling mattresses. That's why there's 1,000 of them every street.
Right.
You know what you don't see every street is someone building elaborate lagoons for people.
Right, but we also live where it's cold. The lagoon, there might be a lot of lagoon guys somewhere.
Right, fine. You go down International Drive.
Yeah.
And see how many lagoon stores there are next to the Disney warehouse outlet.
You walk in Home Depot. Where do you get the big rocks? I need the big rocks.
Oh, lagoon department?
Yeah.
Aisle 7F?
Aisle 7L is in lagoon.
No, everyone would find them if you put them there.
Right. But yeah,
they're in 7F for find out.
Yeah. Yeah. You're going to something around and you're going to find out real fast.
You're going to 7F around and then you're going to 7F.
Yeah, there's some dollar signs in there somewhere, but yeah. So anyway, I just popped in my head on the way here and I'm like, I got to say this because in my head, and I even laughed to myself because in my head I went, this doesn't look that hard. I think I could do that. And then I stopped and I went, this is what you do all the time. You always say, let's try it. Okay, how far do you get? And then you call Lucas, you go, look, I dug a hole, all right?
Yeah.
I got some Gunite. I threw some gunite in there, some rebar, some other stuff.
Hey, I got really excited. I did the gunite and then I dug the hole. So I'm gonna need some help.
That stuff hardens up real fast. It wouldn't even go down in the hole.
Yeah.
It was hard. It's right there. So, but yeah, no,
Turns out now I have a roof over my yard at the height of the thickness of gunite.
Where's the kids? Oh, they're outside playing on the gunite mound. That's where they're at, But anyway, I just thought I'd bring that up. But gunite, that's a fun word to say. So I like saying that word.
My week, since you didn't ask.
Yeah, because I wasn't done with mine, but that's okay.
Well, I was done with it.
Let's finish on a high note. We'll finish with mine. Okay, go ahead.
So we're going to do the poop sandwich. Is that what we're doing?
Wait a minute. Does that mean the meat's in the middle and it's just turd for bread?
Well, yeah, because you're the one who's starting and finishing. So thank you for taking the poop side of it.
I got you. Go ahead.
So this is just an extension of the worst week because I spent the entire week with Williamson.
Oh,
of the Kazoo Whisker Crew.
Night, which
now I'm with you, so it's
we're going to be coming up. We're going to spend time.
Yeah, we
together.
are. We're going to be. Which was, I was like, hey, I haven't seen you. I'll see you. 3 weeks.
Yeah,
but
ooh. This is awkward, but I'm already tired.
He asked me like, "What's my new job like?" And I'm like, "Well, it's kind of like," and you're gonna hate this because I'm gonna reference Quantum Leap, Scotty Backs forever. Every week I go somewhere new, where I'm the only one who knows who I am, and I have to meet a whole new group of people. And by the end of the week, they have to be happy with what I've done and the experience that I've given them. And it is now getting exhausting because this is 400 weeks in a row. And I was like, I wonder what my house looks like on a Wednesday. Because I don't remember.
But do you think that I could do this job? Because so you go in and you have to tell people.
Well, you think you could do this job?
No, but I know I can do this job because there's just some gunite and whatever else you do. But my point is that you're saying every week I get to introduce myself to people and tell them about me and who I am and what I do.
Oh, I think you would love to do this job. I don't know how good you'd be at
it. It sounds to me like I'm overqualified.
Hey, everybody, I'm here. Okay, we have questions about what we're doing this week. I'm here. Let's focus on
Gordon. I have looked at my phone and Jerry is here now.
Okay. Gotcha.
I thought you said no one was going to be here. Hi, Jerry.
And I am still
also,
correct.
why are we walled in now? What happened to that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You guys are loud.
I don't know.
You echo all the way down the hallway.
You're the one leaving the door open. So.
Well, hey, just so everybody knows, the key component to a recording studio is a wide open door. Okay, everybody needs to know this.
Yeah. Is this?
It's what his years of experience have taught him.
Is this recording studio run by the Dixie Chicks?
Yes. If you're,
do you need wide open spaces to run this place?
Wide open spaces. Yes. Yeah.
I don't understand.
Or the Chicks. I'm sorry. What do they call it? Oh, who cares?
Yeah.
The joke's over. We've moved past it. Go on. So anyway, that's my job. Literally dropping into like a sea of people where they all know each other. I don't know anyone, and we all got to get along the whole week.
So you're the infinite FNG.
Pretty much.
Gotcha. That's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. I honestly think I would excel at that. At least the talking about me part. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, the introduction.
Yeah. Oh, the introduction.
Hey, it's Wednesday. We haven't got anything done. I'm still telling you about me. We've gotten a lot of things done. You've heard everything. You've heard about my ability to build lagoons.
Does anybody here not know what gunite is? Let me tell you. Let me bring you up to speed.
When's the celebration we got to the end of the Project Pizza Day? That's what I want to know.
Right.
All I care about is you know who I am.
Right.
And the end of the day buffet.
I don't know what these guys were doing, but they didn't pay very much attention to me.
But that's also fun because every week, like the person who's the highest person, like, hey, we're just going to feed everyone. We're going to get pizza. What do you want? I'm like, what you want is for me to not eat pizza.
Right.
Because that's going to be an introduction to me that no one wants.
Yeah, start on day one that way, and you're going to have a lot more free time to yourself.
Well, this last week they brought in pizza and and drinks, and I looked, and it was none of it was diet. It was all. I was like, oh, so I can't have this because of the lactose, and I can't have this for the diabetes. Apparently, my introduction to you guys was not good. But
we got your milkshake.
They're like, do you want anyone want any pizza? We're like, no, we're gonna get our own. It's fine.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, please take the pizza. I'm like, why? Well, it's gross. They just literally bought pizza that was closest to them. They didn't actually go to wherever it liked.
Convenient pizza.
So then later on, there are some vendors there, and they're like, hey, can we get some of this pizza? I'm like, yeah, have as much as you want. And they're like, really? Yeah, just have as much as you want. I'm that generous.
Yeah.
And then later on, they're leaving, and they're like, hey, we're taking off. I'm like, hey, do you want to take that pizza with you? And they're like, no.
Yeah.
We're like, what? He's like, did you guys know how bad this was? We're like, yeah, that's why we offered it to you.
Yeah, why was it still there?
Yeah, we wouldn't. Have you seen me?
Why was it still available?
I know it makes me sick. I still would have eaten it. Yeah. I'm not an idiot. But yeah, Apparently, it
But
was,
see, that would be a good judge too. With people when they come in with me, they'd be like, "How long's Damon been in the room with this pizza? 3 hours. We're not eating that pizza.
well, that was
We're not eating it."
it was cut like Chicago tavern style, so in the small, like in the squares and everything. I'm like, I hate to go someplace and not try it, so I went and grabbed one of the triangle pieces because I figured one bite of cheese wasn't going to make me soil myself. We're not going to flash forward to later on that, but anyway, I was like, I'll try it, and I took a bite. And I looked down and it said Detroit's best gourmet pizza, and I walked over and I was like, hey, if this is your best pizza, I apologize.
Right.
I apologize for you to you.
Right.
Because I literally went, they're like, why? I'm like, I took one bite, it was in my mouth for a second, and now it's in your garbage.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't even swallow it. I was like, oh my God, this is disgusting.
Well, you flip it over and the other side says Chicago's worst pizza.
Well, I mean, I knew it was disgusting, but still told that vendor you could have it.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Nothing. I just found it hilarious.
How long do they?
Just his immediate no.
Yeah. You guys want to take? No. Were
No.
you offering me the pizza?
No.
I stopped you early, but were you offering me the pizza? Because I'm still going to say no. Yeah. I was, sir. I was offering that to you.
But we talked in the car about, you're like, did you fly there? No, yeah. Like, why didn't you drive? And I don't want to get into it. But I'm at the rental car place. He's like, so where are you heading back to? And I'm like, Chicago. And he's like, why didn't you drive?
Yeah.
And I was like, you tell me, sir. And we will both know. But the funny thing is, I'm standing, I'm looking, and I could see 94.
Yeah.
Like, I was literally like, yeah, I know. He's like, it's 5 hours away. I'm like, yeah, I know. On that road.
Yeah.
On that road right now. I'll be home in 6 hours, but I got to get in one of your buses with wings over here. Because I don't know if from Chicago to Detroit, they don't put you on a big plane. They put you on a plane where it's so small, they don't even let you take your luggage. Everyone brings their, I just checked mine because I knew everyone else is like, what do you mean I can't take my bag on the plane? Like, when you get on the plane, you find out because it's literally like, they don't have overhead bins. They have like glove boxes all the way down. That's about what it is. But there's no gloves in them.
There's sunglasses in this one.
Yeah, there's sunglasses.
They're mine now.
There's a lot of Jiffy Lube receipts.
Yeah, there's an umbrella. Yeah.
Hey, they last had this plane at Jiffy Lube in April. That's nice. That's this month. That's great.
Yeah. You know what's great? I would love to think that the airplane technicians are qualified as Jiffy Lube guys. They just pull over actually, they're doing it on the runway.
Well, you know what
Ted.
it is?
They're on the runway doing it. They're just underneath. You pull right
They used
over
to
it.
take him to the maintenance shed, and people, the guys waving the little lights on the tarmac were like, we could do that.
Yeah.
I could chase that oil.
Is that Gunite?
Yeah.
What are they doing over there?
It's like they're just dumping the oil out, putting the oil in. I could do that.
Could do that. Wait,
Is
there torque specifications for this drain plug? What? Nah, it's good. I
got a breaker bar. I'm fine.
watch a YouTube video on it. This can't be bad. This can't be hard. Yeah.
One of the first jobs I went to in this new job, the guy was watching a YouTube video to figure out how to run a low voltage wire, like Ethernet cable.
Yeah.
And then punch it down. And he's like, do you know how to do this? And I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I just immediately lied. I was like, no, I don't, because I don't want to do your job. And then later on when they messed it up, I and I needed to have it done. I grabbed it, went,
Yeah.
and they looked at me like, you son of a bitch. And
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I let you do the other 400. The one I needed done, that's the one I'm going to do.
But just between us, one of us is still only collecting one paycheck on this job, and the other one's getting paid for nothing.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't know how to do
one of
this.
us is getting paid contractor pay,
Yeah.
and it's not me. So guess what I'm doing?
Yeah.
None of the contractor stuff.
Yeah. Correct. So hey, I got two.
Because there's 4 guys like sitting around a phone looking at YouTube. Like, do you want to do this? And I was like, nope, just homered right in the bush.
Yeah.
No, I don't know what you're talking
And then
about.
later on, you're
Look
like,
what I can't do.
you're like, I'll fix it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll
They're like,
fix
it's not working. I'm like, hold on.
You know what you tell them next time? You go, look, I will fix it if you eat that entire pizza. You know what I mean? You eat that pizza, I will fix it. It's Gunite. See, they're showing the video.
Yeah.
It's exactly what people are doing. That does not look hard. It's like spray painting concrete on a pool wall. It's not hard.
Another thing is that I'll be somewhere. Inevitably, I'll be walking in a parking lot in one of these trips, and they're like, "Hey, do you know where so and so is?" No. Well, do you know where this is? No. I'm like, I'm not local, and they're like, "Well, what am I supposed to do?" I'm like, I don't know. I could use Google, but also the phone you're using, I believe, also gets to the Google. So it's just, is it a contest to see who Google's better? I'm going to just default.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not doing it.
I lose. I can't spell.
Because one of us, probably both of us, aren't getting paid to do your Google.
Right.
So guess who's not doing it?
Probably both of us. I think you're right with the second one. So, hey,
You said something more about your week, still don't care.
yeah, I do have I have a Chuck story. This made me laugh.
Oh, well, this is about Chuck's week. That's different.
Yeah. So I'm all in. Why are you leaning towards me? And your hands are on your
Please,
your head's on your hands.
Please, sir, can I have some more?
May I have another Chuck story, sir, please? Okay, man, I'll give you one. So anyway,
And I'm out.
so I'm sitting there talking to my wife one morning, right?
Sorry for her, but go
Yeah.
ahead.
So we're talking to her, like we're setting up today what we're gonna do. It might have been last Sunday or something. And Chuck literally, he's waiting. He's biding his time, just waiting. He comes out, sits on the couch. He never just sits there for no reason. Doesn't even have his phone out. I'm like, there's something going on here. So he looks at his, had to write this down. He says, Ma, think I could have this conversation from in front of the stove? Okay. Now mind you, she's talking to me. And he goes, you think your voice can carry that far? And, while you're there, you think you can make me some eggs? This is how my conversation gets interrupted, right? I'm laughing so hard that I forgot I don't even remember what our conversation was about now. But I was laughing so hard because, and it was real, wasn't that fast. It was one of those, hey, do you think, and so then she starts talking and he goes, no, like, do you think your voice would carry that far? Like if you were, because, I'm in my chair, how far the stove is from the chair. It's equally as far to the couch as the stove because it's open, so it's in there. And so she goes over, she goes to make him eggs. She makes them and he goes, oh, is that eggshell?
My mom would stab me if I talked to her like
that would have been the last egg my mom ever. First off, my mom would have made those eggs.
Yeah.
They're
like
eggs.
she made eggs, but she would eat them herself. I wouldn't get any of those eggs.
Yeah. Well, that's what I would have done. I'd be like, I'll make you eggs. And then I would have ate an omelet right in front of the kid and been like, now you figure it out. But because you're old enough to make eggs. But anyway, she's showing him. She's like, so then I put the cheese in here and then I fold it, like this at the end. And he's like, okay. She goes, you got it? He goes, no, I'm going to need you to show me again tomorrow. Like that. But he first bite, he goes, oh, is that eggshell? And I look at him and I go, hey, is that how you say thanks in Chuck's speech? He's like, oh yeah, thanks, Ma. But it's one of those things where it's like, I laugh because I go, in my head, I have these same thoughts. A lot of times I say them, but to hear someone else actually physically say stuff that I think out loud, it's very funny to me. Sometimes you get me because we think the same thing and it'll be so random. And like people will be like, wow, Ted's really being ignorant. I'm thinking to myself, I would have said that 10 minutes ago.
Right.
I've been really nice waiting.
I can't tell you how many people have looked at me disgusted when I was like, he almost died, but he can't do anything right.
Yeah.
And they're like, my God, man. And I'm like, I don't think you understand how upset it makes me.
Yeah.
That he claims he can do everything.
Right.
But the one time I needed to do something.
It was just Gunite. He could have done it.
But all I needed to do was stop continuing to breathe. It's not that hard.
Right.
It's harder to continue to breathe.
Right. Nobody likes a quitter. I would have appreciated a good.
Would have loved a quitter.
Yeah. So, and then 2 shows before we get into fun facts. I got to talk about 2 shows. This one's quick. I'm watching a show with my wife, and it is now, how they have sister wives?
Yeah.
And I think we've joked before about brother husbands.
Right.
It's a show now.
Nope.
It is a show. Okay. Now here, I had to write this down.
Oh, Utah.
Here's a quote. It says, this is from the girl. I want another partner and he wants a friend. Is that how we're going to get friends?
No. By building an Eiffel Tower? No.
Right. Yeah. Look, I want to high five you because we play softball together. Okay. Yeah. I don't want to high five you for other reasons.
Your euphemism is almost too far off and I don't want to go there.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know what I did.
Yeah.
I know what I did.
So you slid into home.
But my thought was, honestly, you can't make friends otherwise. So that would be like me going out with my friends and be like, hey, Duke, why don't you put him on the glass? This guy looks like he'd be somebody I want to hang out with on weekends. You know what I mean? What in your mind says, I need a best friend? There's only one way I can do this.
That really sounds like someone's wife being like, I want permanent strange, and you get a best friend out of it. Like, trying to sell that to them.
You're a pathetic loser, and you don't want to be a single pathetic loser.
I never want to play video games with you. And you know how I always want to do other things while you're playing video games? What if we get a solution that helps both of us?
And then the new dude's playing video games and doing that at the same time. He's like, I could have done that.
Yeah. I didn't know that was an option.
That was on the table?
That was on the table or on the floor or the couch?
Oh, man. Man. No, I'm not high-fiving you. Good kill, bro. Good kill. For those words to come out of your mouth, you are right. That's probably the angle. Look, I'm solving both our problems.
And then what does it turn into multiplicity where suddenly like this guy needs a best friend?
Yeah.
And she wants someone who'll go to the theater on Thursdays?
Turns out 1 and 2 don't get along. So we're going to need to bring 3 in. We need an arbitrator.
Yeah. So this isn't working. This isn't working between the 2 of you. So instead of just going back to the standard, let's just bring in the 3rd. which is technically a fourth.
We need an impartial voice on this to tell me, by the way, I think
Yeah.
we should be having
We
relations.
need an impartial voice in this. And by the way, this is Tony.
So what's weird? I don't know the guy's name's Tony, but this chick, she's got two, and she goes, the guy she's been married to for like 10 or 15 years or a long time, maybe even 20 years, because they have kids, they're whatever. He has his own room, and he's very happy with that. And now she has her room, which now the new husband of 10 years now lives in that room with her. Well, she comes on the show and she goes, yeah, and I think it's time I start dating again. Well, the guy from 10 years looks over like, this is the first time I'm hearing about this. And there's a camera right there.
Yeah. Like, wait a minute.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, then she goes, they're looking for a bigger house so they can get a 3-bedroom house. And he's like, oh, okay. And she looks at him, she goes, because you need your own room.
I knew that was coming. I knew that was coming. Because the first guy's like, I'm not doing bunk beds.
So they look at a house. The 1-bedroom has bunk beds in it. First off, if you're going to do that, everybody needs like an ensuite. Okay.
Yeah.
You don't have like, I got a closet and a toy box. Again, probably went down a deep dark circle there, but still it's one of those things where it's like, you're looking at houses. You kind of got to tell the realtor. Then they got to tell the realtor why they're looking.
Actually, I feel like someone just needs to tell this woman, no.
Yeah.
Let's call the vendor from Detroit.
Yeah.
And be like, pretend like this woman is that pizza you had.
Do you want some of that pizza?
No.
No, I do not. Do you want to take that pizza home? No.
I like how this guy's had best of both worlds. He's got a guy to hang out with.
Yeah.
He's literally usurped his position in that other guy's bedroom.
Yeah.
And now suddenly she's like, you're out. Thank you, next. And he's like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
This isn't going to work out.
First off,
This is ridiculous.
how could you do this to somebody? This
Yeah.
is so ignorant.
How could you do this to somebody twice?
Yeah.
You can't push John another bedroom down. That's just not fair to him.
Right. Right. And then the guy with his own room's like, you're not living in my room.
Yeah.
I got my own room.
No, Tony. Settle down. I'll tell you who the boss is, Tony. It's definitely not you.
But what's weird is then the one girl, they've been married for a long time, and they don't have any kids or anything, and they're younger, but they've been married a while. And she says, so she's looking for someone the exact opposite of, she goes, well, you have to plan everything out. You have to do this. And he doesn't like outdoors, and he doesn't like this. He doesn't like that. I'm thinking to myself,
You just
why-
don't like him.
You don't like him.
Yeah. I know it's sad. It's ruined. It's broken up a lot of families over the years, but there is a method to get rid of this guy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like when when you're at work and they feel sorry for you and they're like, we know you can't do your job.
Yeah. Well, it's
So-
like when they're like, hey, we're just going to put you on like Saturday mornings.
Yeah.
Let you decide you want to quit on your own. We're not going to fire you. We're just
Right,
going to
right.
put you on Saturday mornings from
Right.
6 to 12.
Yeah. And let me tell you what's not going to happen. You're not getting any nights, and you're not going to be in that bedroom. So I'm just letting you know.
Yeah.
Your position has been filled by Tony. I need you
Yeah,
to train a new
you know what
guy.
I can see? I was just going to say, I can see your kid being like, hey, Ma, do you think this new guy could make eggs? Or
Right. There's a couple
What are you doing
qualifications for here. Can he make an omelet? And is there shell in it? All right.
can this third dad maybe throw a ball?
Yeah.
Can I ask for some like perks?
That's
If I'm gonna have three dudes, like if I'm gonna have three dudes, making it gross in the toilet, can I at least have some pluses here?
Meanwhile, Ted's talking to Colby like, see if you can win that's good at a podcast. Maybe he has a
Yeah.
following, maybe a little presence online, something like
Yeah,
that.
do you have a guy that can actually run social media?
She's got this huge list.
Yeah.
Ta-da!
You can find us at That Checks Out WDT.
Right.
And, yeah.
But it's just so wild. And again, I realize they're from different stages of life. One of them, together a couple decades, and the new one a decade. Now it's time to go get another one. Now, the
yeah,
other
but
thing
if she brings one in fresh off the line,
yeah,
like literally just move his tassel from left to right. You're like, you know what? I don't think it's more about you're trying to find. It's like I think you're just. To be fair, men have been grossly doing this for years. Where they're like, "You're done. I would like the new model."
well, they always.
But
That's the
usually
joke.
the difference is they leave the other one at the showroom.
right.
They don't
yeah.
just push it down a bedroom.
right. Yeah.
and be like, I'm going to park this one in the garage. Let's get a new one. You know what I mean? It's this whole thing is just weird to me.
Right. Right. But no, I thought I'd bring that up because we
Yeah.
joked about it before. It's on TV now, and people are watching.
And I want to be clear. I respect everyone's lifestyle and choices and everything like that, except this. This is the one where I'm like, that's weird.
Well, because when they say marriage is forever, they don't go, it's forever. So you're doing the right thing by not getting a divorce. But bringing in like, B and C
Yeah.
and D.
Yeah.
That's not. There's not options.
Marriages are forever.
Yeah.
I would just like you to say, marriage is forever. The diamonds are forever. I think De Beers was like, okay, so we've literally flooded and destroyed the precious jewel market by making diamonds the thing everyone needs. Do you think we were stupid by saying diamonds are forever? We should have been like, diamonds are for like 25 years.
Yeah.
Then we have to go out and buy another one. Well, you told me it was forever. They got us.
The shelf life of diamonds is like, I don't know, 6 to 10 years tops. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fantastic. It's going to be great for 10 years. But 11th year, you probably should come and get another.
Yeah, it's going to lose its shine. And then all of a sudden you're.
And then this is at the bottom. De Beers.
Yeah.
Is this for real?
Sometimes I wonder why I wake up.
I don't know. I wish you just jam
I could have a free Saturday. if I
jam
didn't
your
come
shoulder
here.
right into it. It's all good.
Honestly. I could be going to the Home Depot.
Yeah. So the last thing I want to tell this show, I didn't know we talked so much about that one, but it was good.
We ran with it for
Yeah.
sure.
Anyway, so there's a show. It's been on TV for a long time. I don't think there's any new episodes, but I almost got away with it. Have you ever seen it?
No.
It's about people that honestly, like they escaped, whether they committed a heinous crime and they didn't get caught, or they got caught and they somehow got out of handcuffs, got out of custody, and they fled. And they got away with it for a long time.
I mean, I have seen videos where like the guy will be in the courtroom and all of a
Yeah.
sudden the door will be shutting
yeah.
and no one's paying attention for him. It'll just bolt.
Yeah.
And then you see how like the security cameras of him taking off and people in the offices are going like, what's going on? And all of a sudden you see like 12 cops running out after him.
Yeah. Yeah. It is pretty wild. So anyway, so picture a scenario like that,
Okay.
right? Or he hides in the laundry truck, whatever. He gets out. Okay. Now he's on the lam. He's not just out for Valentine's Day, like we read about a couple weeks ago, but he's out. So this guy, he
Wait,
Yeah.
Can you imagine breaking out of jail for Valentine's Day, coming to your house and finding out your wife has 3 other husbands?
yeah.
Wait a minute. Do I got to wait in line?
Yeah.
Do you know what I had to do to get here?
Ugh.
I
You
have,
know you're bedroom 4 and
Yeah.
bedroom 4 goes last.
when do you guys want to play foosball while we're waiting? I need a friend. You know what I mean?
Don't play the foosball, Bobby.
Yeah. Foosball's the devil.
It's the devil, Bobby. All right, go ahead with your. All right, so this guy, he's on the lamb.
Yeah.
He's on the lamb.
Never thought I'd have to get out and do paper, rock, scissors to see who gets a shot. You know what I mean?
I play Rochambeau.
Yeah.
I go first.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, on this episode, this guy, he got away. I'm sorry.
I mean, do you feel good that your wife had to like replace you with 3 other dudes, or you were like, come on? All right, anyway,
you know what
go
it
ahead.
is? She starts sticking them on the scale. Yeah, we got to 320. There we go. We're good. It's like, no. It's not a meat market. You don't trade it for pound for pound. We're not punching. This isn't a pound for pound thing. All right. You're supposed
And in this corner, wearing the Hamburglar outfit, rabble, rabble. All right, go ahead.
So this guy actually he committed a murder, served like 8 or 10 years, right? Killed like an ex-girlfriend, and now he's out. Now every girl he's dating, he's doing the same thing to. Not
Killing him?
close.
Okay.
But then he does eventually. But he's like he's beaten. He's just an ignorant piece of crap. Shouldn't be out, right?
Right.
So anyway, he goes up to where his girlfriend the girl just broke up. The girl was married. He was not. They were dating, so she was totally in the wrong. They both worked at McDonald's. Okay.
Like, oh, that's a fact we need to know.
Okay.
So
Well,
he was the
it is
Hamburglar.
because for the rest of the story, you're going to really appreciate it. So anyway, they both work at McDonald's. So she breaks it off with him. I'm back with my husband. I got to make it work, la la. He literally goes, she's getting out of her car to go into work. There is a line at the drive-thru and she's walking in. He walks up and shoots her point blank range in front of a row of people waiting for a broken ice cream machine or whatever it is.
Right.
You know what I mean? And they're waiting. They all watch it happen. And then he runs off. So now kudos to him for not killing every witness in the car that's waiting, but he runs off. So I'm watching with Chuck. This is a show we like to watch together.
Oh, that's what I like to do with my child. I like to watch shows where people get shot in the face.
Yeah. So anyway, we're watching, and he goes, he ain't getting very far now, and I go, no, we're joking, and fast forward because it's not really part of the story. He's on the lam for like another 2.5 years before they catch him, and he literally he leaves there and he's on the lam for 2.5 years.
Because he probably just went to Jack in the Box and no one figured that out.
Yeah, right.
He's just in across the street at Wendy's, like just keeps taking out that McDonald's.
Wait a minute. Who's the new guy, Tony? Looks just like the other guy that used to work here. But anyway, we were laughing because I said, can you imagine the guys in that drive-through lane that now they got roped in, they got taped into a crime scene, right? So they can't leave. And Chuck goes, yeah, he does the voice and it's great. He goes, Jim, it's Chuck. you're never going to believe this. I'm going to be late today. You know? And so I immediately, just playing off him, I immediately look at him and I go, wait a minute. Are you homicide taped into a drive-thru again? He goes, that's the second time this week. You know?
I was just going to say, wait a minute. Is that you in the blue Equinox?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm driving the Equinox today. Why? Look in your rear view. 2 cars back. Whether they're like, well, who's going to open the shop?
Right. So then we're joking. And we said, we weren't joking before. We're joking still. But we're joking. And I said, just imagine when then he tells his wife, oh, you're not going to believe this. Ice cream machine's broke too. You're not getting your McFlurry. And the boss is like, worst day ever, you know? But again, how do you?
No, he goes over. He's like, "Hey, sorry, I didn't get your McFlurry," and she freaks out and everything. After like 20 minutes of freaking out, like, so in other news, I witnessed someone get shot point blank in the face. I'm sorry, your M&Ms weren't frozen in delicious soft serve ice cream.
My McGriddle is cold. You're fired.
Good Lord, Brenda, someone died today.
But just to call in and be like, okay, you're never gonna believe this, and to be like, wait a minute, are you homicide taped into a McDonald's drive-thru again? Second time this week, Jim.
Jim, how many times do we have to tell you? Fast food is available on the other side of the tracks. Stop going down that road.
You know, if you would just would have got out of your car and went in, you wouldn't even be stuck in that.
Yeah.
Wouldn't be stuck in that line. But,
Did you check the line before you got there, Jim?
yeah.
Always look at the line. Sometimes it's quicker to go in.
Right. So yeah, again, the whole show's premise, I gave you the premise, and this guy was on land for like another 2.5 years and they caught him. But the reality of it is just to see that, and then to have one's child, again, it goes back to the other thing with his mom. You're saying what I'm thinking, but it's coming out of your mouth. That's why, like, when me and you do stuff and you start saying stuff and I'm like, oh my God, we beat each other to it. We hate that.
You know, I guess see you and I being like 3 cars back and being like, maybe like, hey, just hit reverse real quick. just do just back out of the line and drive. I didn't see anything.
Right.
Drive away.
Yeah.
And not because we're concerned about being caught in it. It's just because we know we're not getting our food.
Yeah.
And we need to go somewhere else because we want our food.
Yeah. Well, and the worst part of it is, and then we'll get off this. We'll go to some
Wait,
fun facts.
someone got shot in the face, and you're like, the worst part of it is, I can't wait to hear what you
The worst
say.
part of it is the reenactment. They show him literally like coming from between the building and the cars that are waiting and walking through them, and everybody watching him as he's brandishing, like he has a firearm out already. And everybody's just like, oh, and no one like beeped a horn.
Yeah,
no
no
one
one
like,
ordered anything.
No one like,
They all
hey.
just internally thought like, well, I'm not getting those fries.
Yeah.
Man, I knew I should have gone to Burger King.
So yeah, like I said, that was just something. And again, I realize when you watch shows like that, people get different things from it. I get most of the time, I get ridiculous humor from everything.
You said reenactment. I used to love watching Unsolved Mystery. Well, I guess that's the same thing. I would
It
watch
is, yeah.
Unsolved Mysteries with
Yeah.
my parents when I was younger, and that is absolutely frightening.
Well, his
that
voice,
theme.
yeah.
Well, plus the theme when they would play it and be dark in the house, but literally they'd have reenactments where they'd have these like really beautiful people, and they'd cut to the real people, and they're like, "Did you just do the reenactment and then see what these people look like?"
Right? Yeah.
Because there's no way you're finding these people based on that.
Who's in casting?
Yeah,
Okay. You know what? We're gonna care about her more if she's hot.
Right.
Well, we saw him. He's a troll. And
Brad Pitt
so
keeps
she.
getting like turned into the police, and like, have you seen the guy as a troll?
Right.
Like, I get into the reenactment, but this is not what this guy looks like.
I don't think the guy would let you cross his bridge. I think that's what the guy does.
You
in
got to
his free
play
time.
the toll
Yeah, the troll toll.
troll toll before you get in this boy's hole.
So let's do a couple of fun facts.
Oh, we haven't even gotten to fun facts yet?
No, let's do a couple.
We're running long today.
Yeah. All right, so you might know this. You might know this. So the main rotor, that's pretty good. Fun facts. That checks out.
Fun facts.
And it looks like he is just on pins and needles to see what
Yeah.
we're gonna say.
Well, he's trying to find out if he's the third husband or the fifth.
So I'm not going to tell you the name of this. I'm going to see if you know it. The main rotor retaining nut in helicopters is often called the Jesus nut. Because if you
Because that goes, you're going
if
to
they
see
were
Jesus.
to fail in flight, the only thing left for you to do is pray to Jesus. Yeah. So I did not know this, but it's like when you look at it, it's like when you think about it, yeah. When that goes, you don't have a
Yeah.
you don't have wings where
No.
you're trying to glide to the ground.
That person should have written the song "Jesus Take the Wheel."
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Who shut the fan off?
Yeah,
You were
because it's
getting
not like
cold?
a plane where if you lose the engines and everything, you can glide and kind of. There's a chance
there's
you can
no-
save yourself.
Yeah.
Once the helicopter rotor stops, you're going straight down.
Well, and not
There's
to
no.
mention the nose of it's heavier than the back of it, so you're falling nose first.
Yeah, there's no gliding. There's
Yeah.
just whoop,
Yeah.
and you're out.
So yeah, and again, there's not a whole lot on that, but they show you like there's a picture of what it looks like. It looks pretty intricate, but I would hate to think that failed. So you're absolutely correct. So the Jesus nut, because all you can do is pray.
I think it's so the Jesus nut. All you can do is pray. Please turn to your hymnals too.
Yeah. Helicopter 16.7. So here's another one. Florida never disappoints. Florida man steals $33,000 worth of rare coins. Cashes them in a Coinstar for $29.30.
I was going to say 33,000 worth of rare coins. Turns out it was 4 coins.
Yeah. Yeah. He got $29.30. I wonder how many nickels were in there,
Yeah.
because you're talking about $33,000. And it's like, oh yeah, this is worth $29.30. I mean, what do you think? Then you know he probably was at the McDonald's getting getting something to eat. But to do that again, I like how it says Florida man.
What would be great if the Coinstar knew the value and it was still like, best I can do, $29.30.
It's got Rick Harrison for Pawn Stars.
Yeah.
It's like at the gas station where the picture it just pops up. It's like, look,
Yeah. Oh yeah. The screen pops up. Yeah.
I'm gonna call in my buddy to look at
Yeah.
these, but the best I can do right now
Yeah.
is like $29.30.
Best I can do, just face value here, $29.30.
Take it or leave it.
Best I can do is 25 even. Cool.
Yeah.
Can you go to 30? No, 29.30 is the
Ooh.
best I can do.
Yeah, I'd like to, but I'm not gonna. So
Now, Rick, don't be doing something stupid up there.
meanwhile, Chumley's putting the money in the slot for
Yeah.
him.
Meanwhile, Chumley's like, "Hey, Rick, I took that money down to the casino.
Yeah,
I made his $150, right? That's great. I got 5 times what you paid for him."
I got 5 times. Yeah, we cleaned up on that. So here's another one. During the 1920s and 30s, after Kansas mill owners discovered women repurposed flour sack fabrics into clothing, they began using pattern designs to provide families with more fashionable material.
So they would make gunny sacks out of patterns, or they
Yeah.
put patterns on
so
gunny sacks.
so they put patterns on gunny sacks. So in reality, not gunite sacks, not to be confused
Wow, you were.
with gunite. Okay, so I used it confidently. Gunite. It's gonna be we're just gonna need a gunite drop. That's all we're
No,
gonna
we
need.
don't have to because you're apparently going to say it every 4 seconds anyway.
Filler gunite filler.
That will remain a mystery.
But to think that you're gonna go to the store and you're gonna pick out.
Ma, Paul bought the fancy sacks. We gonna look good church Sunday.
Tell me you didn't buy the red and green flour again. We already have those.
I told you that I bought shoes to go with the red and blue sack. Stop bringing home these bare ass sacks.
Yeah.
I ain't got no beige shoes.
But it's just funny how that's how you'd pick it out. You'd be like, ooh.
I like that. Hey, let's not bring people out of poverty. Let's just make the sacks they make clothes out of prettier.
By the way, we can charge more now.
Yeah.
This
Wait,
is
is
designer
there anything
flour.
different about these sacks of flour, the things they're contained on, except for the fact they have 2 stripes on them now? Nope. But yet they're 50% more expensive. Yep.
Yeah, this is it's designer flour.
Cool. America.
So the last one, these are all short, so I don't mind going a little longer than the other stuff, but
Hey, poor people make clothes out of these. Well, let's just pretty them up.
this one here I think we can all appreciate. A guy filed a change of address form to the United States Postal Service, where he changed the address of the UPS headquarters and got all their mail sent to his apartment. It took 3 months before the guy was discovered.
I remember. Yes, I did hear about this.
So you go down to the post office, and the post office, you know what it is? They probably caught it, but they're like, whatever, UPS, we're better than you.
Well-
we can affect the mail.
Well, picture this.
Yeah.
Recently on a thing, we had a giant piece of equipment sent to a location that was not ready. It was a location inside of another location. The outer location was like, we don't know what this is for, sent it back. However, the people that sent it, they didn't send it from like a warehouse. They just like, let's say you're working from home,
Yeah.
and that guy put his return address.
Oh,
So we went back to his house. However, that guy's on a 4-month sabbatical in Barbados. So now we're trying to track down this thing that we need. Turns out it's just sitting in some dude's driveway in Wisconsin.
It's probably painted green and yellow already.
Yeah, right. Painted John Deere green.
I was going to say John Deere, but yeah, it's more like trash can.
Yeah, well, I know you're going with the
Trash can.
with the Packers for
Yeah.
sure.
So I tell you what, I want to skip. I want to
This
skip
this entire show.
Yeah.
I wish.
No, I want to skip the TCO sells it for you. But I do think that's great because if you think about it, seriously, the United States Postal Service is supposed to be the coup de grace, right?
Well, they're
But-
like, oh, this is screwing over UPS. We don't care.
right. Yeah. You know?
Well, I don't like it's how easy it is to to game the system. Dear United States Postal Service,
Do you think?
I am Mr. United States, United Parcel Service. Please deliver all of my dearest sirs. UPS will now be run out of a flat in Queens on 8th Avenue.
Do you think that was a really like crappy dare though? Like a buddy bought a UPS outfit at like Goodwill,
Yeah.
and he's like, "I bet there's no way."
Well,
you know what I mean?
That's what I think is like. They literally went like, huh, I thought their world headquarters was in so-and-so. Turns out it's just some apartment, in the
Unit
Bronx.
B.
Yeah. Yeah. And a walk-up on the 5th floor. That seems like a way back.
Wow.
That seems terrible.
You're really at the Hilton? That's where we're sending this?
Man, they're just going downhill, I guess. I don't know what's up with that.
You know what? Because the TCO sells it for you that I have. I'm going to tell you what it is. It's basically, it's dividers. TCO sells it for you. La, la, la. Don't buy this. That's what it means. But it's dividers.
Yeah, just so you know,
I'm
for
gonna show you
everyone
the
going
picture.
back,
I'm gonna show you the
TCO
picture.
sells it for you. Don't buy it.
These are the pictures. These are dividers made out of a very cheap plumbing pipe. They're called privacy walls, and they're indoor outdoor.
Yeah, it looks like you're trying to make cubicles on a high school play budget.
Yeah, it looks like you took a shower curtain and taped some Velcro to it, and then you taped some Velcro to pipe, and you called it good. It says $25 in stock. Now, indoor, outdoor. Look at this. It's in the middle of a field. They put 3 of them together. So $75 worth of wall.
Technically, they did put it outdoor.
Yeah. $75 worth of wall that doesn't look like it would stay up in anything. Now, here you can make your own cubicle. So if you wanted to say, do your own voting booth in the middle of a field, you could
That
do
looks
that.
like someone just wants to take a dump in the field.
Yeah. It was $75 to surround yourself with that. But again, I'm looking at this and I'm going, there's no way. I can't even really talk. When I saw the picture, I thought, this is great. I'm going to talk about this. I can't. There's no way I can even play up. There's a lady in stretch pants posing with it like she's the supermodel in the field saying, look here's what you can do. And I just don't get it. So if you made this at home, enjoy. Don't buy indoor, outdoor privacy divider walls from Plainfield Joliet Naperville
I like it
Sales.
says in stock.
Yeah. And here's the deal.
Now, you know what? They should talk to the flower people, and maybe they could pretty up those walls with a couple blue and red stripes.
So they should.
Because it literally looks like gunny sacks
You
that
got
they
any
just put
gunny
over
sacks?
a PVC pipe.
So now if you're going to spray Gunite,
But
that
then
might be a nice
then
to
they
block
could
the
probably
wind.
charge $50 for those walls.
Well, but here's the deal. Ted, I'm here to tell you right now, between the fabric, the Velcro, and the pipe, there's $25 worth of material in there.
Yeah, these guys are making no profit.
They're literally doing this like
At cost.
pro bono.
Yeah.
They're probably losing money. I bet it says free shipping.
What does
you know?
what does you two have to do with this?
I can't stand him. So anyway, we're gonna do TCO of the week.
TCO of the week.
Of the week. I really thought, like when I was younger, this guy probably would have been one of my heroes.
Now the guy that eats.
Yeah,
I read your phone.
Yeah, Wisconsin man sets the Guinness record for eating more than 32,000 Big Macs over 50 years.
This is the guy that eats 2 a day, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's eaten Gorski stated he has eaten a Big Mac twice a day for the past 50 years just because he likes them.
What's weird is that he plans his life around it, though. Like, if he knows he's not going to be, I mean, now it's hard to be not being near a McDonald's, but at the time, 50 years ago, there wasn't McDonald's every 5 blocks.
Yeah.
So he would have to plan it out and get them ahead and then, have them.
Yeah. Yeah, and let me tell you what doesn't reheat well. Lettuce, anything else that comes, yeah.
Yeah, the whole Big Mac.
Anything else that comes on that
I like
sandwich.
how, you like how it was going to be a list? You know what doesn't reheat well? Lettuce.
Shut up, Mac. I can still hear
Not
you
even
through our
laughing at
soundproof
you
wall.
guys. Laughing at Jerry over here. Just happened to be funny at the same time.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's what
Yeah,
it is.
sure.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Yeah, we can't see anything that's going on over there.
Yeah.
No.
It is pretty funny. It is pretty funny.
No.
But I can't.
But
But it says, I love hamburgers like no other food. I'm closing it.
no. I mean, I don't even qualify Big Macs as hamburgers.
But it says the McDonald's Big Mac sandwich is the best sandwich in the world. Exclamation point. When I like something, I stick with it all the time. Here's a guy who says,
I mean,
you
this
know
sounds-
what? You can go get another Tony because I'm not leaving you.
This sounds like
I'm sticking with you.
kids that only eat like 4 things. But about once a year, I get a Big Mac just to remind myself how much I don't like Big Macs.
Well, but
And this guy eats 2 a day
Yeah.
for 50 years.
so a little math for everybody who's we're in our mid 40s. Okay, 4, 5, 6. Soon to be late 40s.
Oh my God, yeah.
7. Gorski started eating Big Macs in 1972. I was not born yet. Okay? He has kept track of every burger he's eaten. I keep track of how many Big Macs I've eaten. For one thing, I save the cartons. That has to smell rancid.
Time out.
Yeah.
Where is he keeping these cartons?
Neatly stacked in his basement.
What do you think he freaked out when they went? Remember, at one point they just had those like cardboard rings that went around the sandwich, and they wrapped the paper around it.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, they had the styrofoam clamshells. Then they had the paper clamshells. Like,
Yeah.
what does he do? Like, is there a picture? Because they've gone through like 17 different iterations of.
I have no picture. I don't know if Jerry can find a picture of Gorski, Gorske, the guy who's eating Big Macs for
The thing
50
is, he's
years.
not. I've seen pictures of him. I think he has
He's
a
not
mullet.
fat. He
Yeah,
has-
I
oh,
think
he
he
has
has
a mullet.
He has a very weird mullet,
And
but
glasses.
he's not fat
Yeah,
at all.
no.
He's very trim for someone who's yeah.
Yeah, but it says for the other thing, I save all the receipts and I also keep a running count on the calendar. Here's a guy who needs a calendar every year for a holiday. You know what I mean? Guy's in prison, and this guy.
This looks like a guy that if you somehow he looks British to me.
Oh, he's got mutton chops. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got big chops. Yeah.
This sounds like a guy like after he died, you find out British man hides bodies under as many containers of empty Big Macs.
There's somebody's finger in every one of those containers.
He's actually like 63 in most of these pictures.
Yeah, in most
Yeah.
of them. From 1972, he was 63.
He just rolled up where it said 30,000 Big Macs. So that's 20,000 Big Macs ago.
Yeah,
He still looks like he's 63 in that photo.
right. But it says May 17, 1972, right up through to today. I can tell you which Big Mac I ate on which day. First off, they're all the same sandwich. You don't know which Big Mac. It's a Big Mac. Yeah, I don't think that you're.
I just
He's
don't like.
labeling the boxes.
How does he not get bored? Like,
Who's Allison Gorski? Go back
I
up.
think that's his wife.
No.
She eats 3 a day.
Wait.
Oh, no, I thought you meant the woman that was.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a person next to him in one of the photos.
Yeah,
right?
no. I just saw a girl who does not belong anywhere on this page.
Look,
Now that's his wife.
yeah, Mary Gorski. Okay.
Yeah.
But like a man with excellent bowl cut eats.
Yeah.
I was just going to say those are in-house haircuts.
So-
aren't
Yeah,
they?
for sure.
So what's
Well,
wild?
you know what he probably uses? The ring from the Big Mac.
But when this guy is 92 years old and the news goes, "What's your secret?" You know what he's going to say, right? He's going to flat out say it while he's like tripping over wrappers in his house, and people are going to go, "Oh, I guess I could eat one of those all the time."
So wait, go back. Scroll down a little bit.
This is not healthy
One
at
more-
all.
One more time. Stop right there. He hit 25,000 Big Macs in 2011. He started in 72. He's at 50 Big Macs in 11 years.
Yeah, 50,000 it says.
So he went 25. He took him 25,000. Took him from 72 to 2011 to get to the first 25,000.
Maybe he wasn't doing 2 a day then. I don't know.
And he went from the first 25,000 to the second 25,000 in just 11 years.
Don't you know about compound interest?
Sorry, man, he's pounding them down. You know what's funny? I wish when Super Size Me came out and the guy was like, McDonald's is bad for you, it's terrible. I wish this guy would have jumped up and been like, challenge.
Yeah. I got receipts to prove otherwise.
Yeah, I got
Chief.
receipts
I got receipts.
and a warehouse full of bodies. I mean,
Can you
containers.
imagine? He's got yeah. So Storage Wars. He dies. They buy his storage container, and they're like, "Wait a minute. Do you think there's sandwiches in all
Yeah.
these?"
Brandy and Jared are just freaking out. There's got to be wealth in here somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, that was just gonna say they get Hester to buy it. Everyone else is in on the joke.
Everyone. Yep. Oh man.
And look right here. Yep, right here. Yep, right here. You think Dave will go one more? Yeah, right here.
Who's
Yep.
Who's the other? Daryl.
Daryl,
That's the
yeah,
one. Daryl.
yeah.
Daryl Sheets. Yeah, he'll be the
Yeah.
one that he'd just be the one nodding, in the corner
Yeah.
so nobody can see him. Yeah. Who's been against me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody remember to pay the lady.
I'll pay her to be quiet because her voice is very annoying. All right. So now, what's weird is that was just our TCO of the week. We have a strange story that almost
stories.
It may rival this.
Strange stories.
Going twice?
It stopped you from talking the first time.
One more time.
Max, like, good things happen in threes. So just let's go. All right, so here's my title. Naked man.
Strange stories. Yes.
Shut your face. Naked man arrested after you really cracked yourself up on that one, didn't you?
Yeah, I just really enjoyed Max's reaction to it.
Yeah.
That was satisfying.
Yeah. So, naked man arrested after stealing a school bus to transport a dead deer. Okay. I have so many questions.
I was just gonna. I have questions.
How did the deer die? I don't know that I want to know.
Wait, was the deer also naked?
The deer had overalls on.
Especially fit 4-leg overalls.
Yeah. Right.
Like, we finally solved the mystery of how animals wear pants.
But how do they put them on? One leg at a time, sir. One leg at a time. So it says, you ever hear a story that makes you go, yeah, that happened in Florida. There's a delicate mixture of bizarre, scary, and utterly unhinged that also screams Florida. Here's an example. Man steals a school bus, leads police on a multi-county chase, and is eventually arrested naked. And there's a dead deer in the back of the bus for some reason. Classic Florida, right? Except it's not. This happened in Pennsylvania. I love how they lead in.
Yeah.
They really weren't really hard on the Florida thing.
I was gonna say this felt closer to Ohio. I was one state off, but that's what it felt like, more Ohio.
Where they cut their pizzas also into squares.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that Ohio cut. You know, we like that. It says, yeah, the location is part of the story that we just could not make up. Everything else actually happened.
You think he was throwing clothes out to distract?
So it says,
Oh no, a shirt, turn off.
the bus and the deer. A bizarre incident happened on April 4th around 7 a.m. Yeah.
Okay, officer, nudity, I'll cop to that. Stealing the bus, cop to that. Deer was in here when I stole it. Not taking the hit for that, sir.
That's when you put the
Wait,
the deer.
that is something you have to solve yourself because
That will remain a mystery.
Thank you.
Correct. Wait, or either that or you get the deer in the driver's seat. You sit in the back. You're like, thank God you're here. You know what I mean?
right. Yeah, you go all the way in the back and you're like, I don't know where my clothes are. I don't know how that dead deer's been driving me. Please just take me home so I can be with my wife and 3 other co-husbands.
Yeah.
Because we're never going to. Okay. So anyway, give me the rest of the story.
But they received a phone call, the Carroll Township Police Department, CTPD. Do we really need that many letters? How about just the cops? All right. So the cops received
They
a call.
received 8 phone calls from people stuck in a McDonald's drive-thru. Hey, while we're here, just want to report that you'll never guess what just drove past.
So it says, got to start your outlandish rampage early, you know? According to the caller, they had spotted a bus and had reported it stolen earlier that morning. The suspected bus thief was identified as one 24-year-old Tony Saunders. My man Tony.
He's going home to see his extra.
Yeah, my man Tony. Hey, I brought you a deer. You like venison? Because I got something for you. Eyewitness reports state Saunders had entered a school bus parking lot in the early hours of the morning. They said he'd been hauling a dead deer at that time. How bad? You got to be a bad SOB, man, to be hauling a dead animal that size.
Yeah.
That's pretty crazy. So, side note, when you watch these shows where, like, I used to watch, like, the rainy people where they're homesteading and doing this and that, they would literally park their car and walk, like, 15 miles to where they would hunt the biggest animals, moose, elk, whatever it is, right? And I go, Chief, you had to crawl under bushes to get to where you're shooting this animal.
Yeah.
How you getting the animal back to the car?
No, it's fine.
You know what I mean?
Well, they're going to hire a bus.
Yeah. Tony just cruise on over.
Hey, just call Naked Tony. You get that. We'll deliver anywhere.
Naked Tony. Wow. Your GI Uber's here, sir. So, but it says, where you got the deer, no one knows.
We call that a tuber.
Yeah, right. Maybe a 3-ber if it's not cold. Anyway,
I was going more with the shape of a tube, but I see where you went.
So I was in the pool. So they had to pry open one of the buses and drag the deer carcass inside. This guy sounds like he is amazing. Then he hopped into the driver's seat and took off. How are the keys in the buses? Do they do that at bus barns?
I don't.
In today's world,
I always try to feel like, okay, so you got that weird folding door. When you get out, how do you close that door from the outside?
Yeah, right. Well, first
Did you
off,
see a guy just like pulling that thing like shut?
yeah,
And Tony's like, "Hey, I'll get in there." And like, "Go ahead, man."
yeah.
If a naked guy tapped you in the shoulder, like, "Hey, can I have this bus?" I'm immediately going, "Bus is yours.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all yours. It's all yours." I'm assuming, Tony.
Yeah. I'm assuming so. I'm going to go with Tony.
You going with
Is that-
Tony?
Am I right? Am I right? Survey says. But it says the chase.
Hey, Jim, it's Ted. Not gonna believe this. Naked Tony again. Third bus this week, man. Don't know what to tell you.
I'm not going to be in today. Okay. By the way,
This whole show has been one callback.
yeah, I'm not going to be in today. They're going to tape off this bus. I know they're going to. Okay. There's a deer.
I was gonna say also the deer you wanted
Yeah.
for the cookout.
Yeah.
Bad news.
Yeah.
Good news for the vegetarians. Bad news for you, Jim.
Again, naked Tony. So it says they begin to, after the cops were alerted about the bus, officers on patrol saw the vehicle. They began to pursue it. Okay. It became clear that Saunders may not have known how to operate the bus. Well, he knew how to open the door and he knew how to start it somehow.
Look, if Sandra Bullock can just pop off the airport and know how to drive a bus,
Yeah. Oh, dude. Imagine, because it's unlawful to pass a school bus when the stop sign's
I
out.
was gonna say just put the stop sign out.
But it says,
Can't catch me.
Here's a quote. Officers observed that the lights on the bus were turning on and off intermittently. This guy's like, look, everybody's going to stop. It's all good, you know? And then the bus driver just flies past the bus stop.
I was gonna say he's just trying to use it like an ambulance. Yeah. If I put out these little stop signs on the side, I can just fly through anything.
It's like wings, man. It's like wings.
The dead deer pops his head. I was like, Tony, that's an ambulance? You have a bus.
However, the details of the bus matched the vehicle that had been reported stolen. It's a freaking bus. This is not a 92 Corolla, okay?
Calling all cars, calling all cars. We're looking for a school bus being driven by a naked man. Hey, I think that might have been the...
You know what? You're like,
hey,
he didn't say anything about the deer. That ain't the bus. He didn't say about the deer.
Hey, this is Jim calling dispatch. Was there any record of a dead deer in the back? Okay, then we have a question about the bus.
May not be our bus. At one point, the officers attempted to perform a traffic stop to bring the bus to a halt. Saunders appeared to comply at first, but then hopped lanes and pulled away as soon as the opportunity presented itself.
You know how slow a bus pulls off?
Yeah.
Why do they just walk up and be like, bro?
He then continued along the highway, winding in and out of traffic lanes in a freaking bus.
Please tell me, and this is not a joke I'm making in this, but please tell me it was a short bus. Because how are you whipping in and out in one of those full-size school buses?
But
Literally, all you got to do is this, and the thing's blowing over.
Yeah. So then he came off the highway, driving over a berm, nearly tipping over the heavy vehicle. The chase continued a little while longer as he steered the bus into a nearby neighborhood. Finally, he just starts picking up kids. He's like, I gotta do my job. This has to happen. He stopped the vehicle, got out, then took off running. Next sentence. The naked runner. Okay. As he got off the bus, some locals happened to spot him. Then again, it's pretty kind of hard to miss a school bus plowing through your neighborhood. They gave a description of Saunders. Hey, did they say naked guy? What description do you need?
Yeah,
how
what
tall
description
was
do
he?
you need?
Hey, so was he okay? Was he a white guy? How
Yeah.
tall was he?
There
Did
might-
he have hair?
I was like, there might be 100 people running that way.
Yeah.
You're going to know your guy.
Listen, if there's a marathon and he sneaks in,
You're picking him out.
he's the naked guy.
He's not sneaking in like Richard Kimball, Harrison Ford.
right.
We need to see every doghouse, hen house, outhouse, and the neck. He's naked. Never mind. We just need to look for the naked guy.
Okay, so
Oh no,
We're-
he got serious.
we're gonna jump forward. Okay, they
He-
said he stole a
he got
BMW earlier
serious.
that morning. He crashed it and everything else. It says, but what about the dead deer? Well, Saunders had good reason for having it. I can't wait to hear this. Okay,
Oh, I don't
this
know.
is a guy who justifies driving a school bus naked over berms and through subdivisions. He was going to take it home to use as fertilizer for his garden. He didn't explain where he found it. At least based on police reports.
I wish like he would have like jumped the berm and then like life would have cut and the ghost of Waylon Jennings would have been like, "Oh boy, I don't know how naked man's gonna get out of this."
Just the good old boys and his deer. So, but it says the man has now been charged with one count of
Just a
fleeing
good old boys, all married to one wife.
and
Been in trouble with Utah since the day they was born. Okay, go ahead.
I'm thinking more like Newhart when they're like, "This is my husband Larry, my other husband Daryl, and Daryl."
Yeah, this is my cousin Larry. This is my cousin Daryl.
Wow,
My
is
other
it
cousin
that time
Daryl.
already?
It is that time.
It feels like it should have been that time a long time ago.
So, listen, we know if we get a dead deer, we have to put it in a school bus.
I only have so much time.
I don't care how much time you have.
Okay.
Hey, Mac, loop it.
It's too late.
Hey,
I don't know where you can find the naked guy in the bus, but you can find us at That Checks Out WDT. WD stands for With Damon and Ted. That's all the socials. You can find us at thatchecksout.net. That's the end. Thank you. It's TCO Productions, Audio Hive Podcasting, Mac, Jerry.
watch our videos.
For
Go to
Damon,
YouTube.
I'm Ted. And yeah, that checks out.
For the deer. I'm
You
Ted.
want to finish your story, Damon?
No, I
I'll
don't.
let you. I would like to finish all of his stories.
Yes. I know a guy can finish it.
Can we swing by a specific McDonald's on the way home?
It's Gunite. It's Gunite.
Really, the only time it really calls for it is for music stuff.
God, I hope you put that on Facebook Marketplace and you unblock Damon.
Hey, I will get a burner account. I am going to comment on that sumbitch.
I might have to put it,
Rat Rexal wants to know.
I might have to put it up.
I told you about that murder mystery thing we did.
Yeah.
It was like supposed to be a 20s gangster thing, and one guy was dressed like in a black and white striped suit. He was trying to get the attention of the room, and I stood up and I was like, "Hey, everybody! Hamburger's talking. We all need to be quiet." Long story short, they were done with me after that.
Rubble.
Robble, sir.
Guess who didn't get another turn to talk?
He was so pissed, but he had to stay in character, which was the best.
Ooh, hamburgers get mad.
Ooh.